Guys, welcome once again to Paid in Empanadas, the new edition, whatever we are doing with this one, where sometimes I go a little more serious, like it's today. I'm uploading probably also on October 6th, 2025. The day before October 7th, 2 years after the October 7th, and it could be another day before, as far as we know. There's an option to a permanent ceasefire on the table. This time it looks serious. It looks like Trump is very annoyed and done with it. I don't think he's a great strategist. I think he's a little bit of a fuzzy toddler, but he happens to be the president of the literally most powerful country in the world. So, yeah, sometimes you listen to the toddler that is holding a gun. And it seems to be that the Arab countries of the region are in favor of this agreement, of this deal. Let's let's hope they sign it, because we hear that Hamas may have some issues with some of the points, and we hear that the Israeli government might be having some issues with some of the points. And first of all, that's how you know it's a good deal. Like every time that you would hear on the news, it's like, oh, there's a peace deal, and one side already signed it and accepted and everything. Um, yeah, that's probably a deal that is unacceptable to the other side. If you hear, it's like, well, Egypt proposed the deal and Hamas signed it immediately and Israel refused. Looks like Israel wants to continue with the war. Or like, well, like the US proposed a deal and Israel already signed it. Why is Hamas not signing it? It's because it's an unacceptable deal to the other side. And this seems to be kind of, in a good way, unacceptable for both sides, which, yeah, that's what compromises mean. And if you think, well, my side should not compromise, you are wrong. You are objectively wrong. If anyone on the Palestinian or the Israeli side think that it's good for them to keep the war going, uh, either you are wrong and very far away from this conflict, or you just love death and war. Like, if you say you're pro-Palestinian and you don't want the Palestinians to sign this peace agreement because Israel should be defeated, yeah, I don't know. You are not pro-Palestinian. You clearly want them to keep suffering the way that they're suffering. If you think, claim, feel, know, whatever, that there's a genocide going on and you want conditions for it to stop, you either don't believe that, or that genocide is good for your life, for your cause, or for your ego. Um, and the same goes to anyone who's on the Israeli side. Like, if you think the hostages should be returned all at once, and we should stop with the war, and you also think, like, well, let's check what are like the terms and conditions of this agreement. You don't really want them back. You just want to keep using the hostages as a reason to wage war. And I don't know. Uh, there's actually people on both sides who have been very public about being happy that they prevented previous agreements. So yes, there are people. The war is clearly benefiting people on the Hamas side and on the Israeli side. Not not. I don't think it's good for humanity. I think they should have come up with a deal like this months ago and stop it. But hey, how they say, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. So let's hope they sign it. Let's stop with this madness. I think there's been a lot of obviously, uh, it's an understatement to say that the Palestinians are suffering. It's horrendous. Like every time that I have a friend coming back from Gaza from the army, no one's gonna paint you a nice picture of what's going there. Uh, so yeah, everyone wants to stop with this. Everyone who's not involved, by the way. Like I keep seeing people from both sides in Argentina specifically, and then like people probably are going like, "We need to get the job done, finish the job," and it's like, "You fucking go finish the job, dude." Like, what are we talking about? Or people who are pro-Palestinian going like, "How they should reject this ceasefire? It's not okay," and it's like, bro, we were trying to stop the killing here. We're I'm on the other side. I think I'm trying to stop huge wave of anti-Semitism that's going on, and there's zero accountability to the current Israeli government and how they use Jewish people and anti-Semitism as a moral human shield. Like it's very obvious in their practice and their statements that Hamas uses physical human shields. Like I have again friends who are boots on the ground telling me that they keep finding weapons in schools, and they keep like every time that they're targeting someone from Hamas, they're under a fucking hospital. So yes, that's accepted as a thing. On the other side, you have the Israeli government doing whatever they want, and if you attack them or you criticize them, then you're being anti-Semitic, or they're creating a. There is also obviously, listen, guys, there's anti-Semitism in the world, with or without Israel. Okay, there's for the last 2,000 years, you can collect stories of anti-Semitism worse than what's going on right now. The anti-Semitism didn't start with Hitler and the Holocaust, but the fact that these guys are going to like, well, we're just gonna keep bombing and go like, well, if you don't like us, then you're anti-Semitic. It's like, well, no, hey you, no, you're a piece of shit individually. We keep seeing these scenes of what we just had this week during Yom Kippur. We had the stabbing in Manchester, which I mean I was shocked when I heard that the name of the guy was literally Jihad, which is, I mean, guys, come on, like you need to write a better script. What the fuck are we doing? Um, the 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 thing that some people fail to realize is that two things can be true at the same time. This is being triggered by what's going on in the Middle East, but also that guy's a piece of shit. Like, if after 9/11, someone from New York went to a falafel stand and punched the guy, obviously that's wrong. But are we crazy to not understand that that happened because 11 Saudis flew a couple of planes into the World Trade Center? And I will talk about the Saudi Arabia Riyadh Comedy Festival towards the end of the podcast for the few people that want to hear about it. It's and I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anymore the whole thing. People want every time something horrendous happens, right? Like the stabbing in Manchester. And by the way, in Brighton, I think it happened that like a mosque was burned the couple days after that stabbing. So like, yeah, horrendous shit is happening to everyone. We need to stop this madness, and to stop that madness, we need a ceasefire. Stop claiming that you want an intifada. Intifada means war, and by the way, it didn't end up, not the first time and not the second time, it didn't work. People that are chanting on the streets of New York, of London, of Buenos Aires, of Barcelona, intifada. Do you know what happens after intifada? Go check how the West Bank is doing right now. It wasn't like that before. It's because they did the Intifada, which the first one was mainly against soldiers. That kind of worked. The second one was directly against civilians, and it was like blowing up cafes and pizza shops and buses. And guess what happens? There were tanks rolling through Judea and Samaria. So yeah, that's what happens after Intifada. You get fucked, right? After 9/11, which was like 9/11 was a tragedy. Like I think 3,000, over 3,000 people died, and there's still people with respiratory issues and cancers happening from that. But the Middle East got fucked up way even more. So like all these ideas of revolution always blow back in your face. October 7th, you were like, October 7th, amazingly. Do you think right now that the people in Gaza are doing better or worse right now than they were doing before October 7th? Do you think that people in Judea and Samaria in the West Bank are doing better or worse right now that they were doing before the Intifada? So this is it. It just feels good for a little bit. I get it. If you are or feel oppressed, it feels good to go like, I'm gonna make some noise and I'm gonna kill them all. That doesn't go well in the long term. It really does not help your cause at all. Just from a practical point of view, I'm not even trying to be like, guys, it's wrong to kill people. It's like, let's say you don't think it's wrong to kill people. Let's say you think October 7th was fine and was deserved, and like paragliding into a fucking music festival and raping corpses is fine. Do you think that was a good choice? Like, do you think the people in Gaza were like, that was a good thing that we did? That was like we are doing way better right now. The thing that I wanna stop listening, stop seeing, stop is like, but if it was a different thing, that it wouldn't be like a. For example, it's in Argentina. There's high school kids that were on a trip. They were just singing a song in a bus about burning all the Jews. They were like, we're gonna burn the Jews. We're gonna burn the Jews. Now, first of all, teenagers, sure. Like it's wrong. It's wrong, but it's also teenagers. We've all been fucking teenagers. I didn't think we should burn anyone, but come on. As soon as you go on the comments, it's like, there's a lot of outrage, but if they were singing about burning the Christians, there wouldn't be an outrage. Like, first of all, no one's singing about burning the Christians. Second of all, there should be also an outrage if they sing about burning anyone. Also, like, these kids can't sing on a bus about burning the Jews, but Israel can drop bombs in the Middle East. And it's like, there's literally no connection between the two of them. So let's stop with the whole like, but what if it would have been a mosque that was burned? Like, we wouldn't be, what if it was a synagogue that was throwing ham at? Enough. Like, just analyze what happened and then, anyways. Talking about what happened, did you guys hear about the flotilla that didn't land in Gaza? That was a fun one. I have a couple of issues with the flotilla. First of all, I think it was very funny a couple of weeks ago when the people from the flotilla, Flotilla, whatever you want to call it, from all the boats, some of the Muslim activists realized that there were some gay activists on the boats, and they were like, we did not sign up for this, which hilarious. It's so funny. Like that was what made Greta Thunberg step down from her position of like leading the boats, because she was like, I can't deal with this. It's the problem with this whole like, intersectionality bullshit, right? It's like, well, it's all the same struggle. The gay struggle and the Muslim struggle and the climate change struggle. We're all fighting for a better, it's like, or you're not. Or each person should deal with their own thing. It was kind of a little bit funny because throughout the war there's been protests around the world, and some of the protests have these people like queers for Palestine or gays for Palestine, which it has to be an inside job, right, guys? It can be real. If you are a queer for Palestine, please reach out. Let what's going on there. But mainly, I just it didn't have any aid. It didn't have any like. Did you see the boats that they were coming in? They were like not big. They didn't have, even if like they needed to have food to feed the people on the boats themselves. It was a long journey, by the way. They were like for, I want to say, a month. I should have done some research before I opened my camera. But for how long can you go on the, I almost said ocean, they were on the Mediterranean, on the sea? How long can you can you go in the sea? It's like they were eating the food, barely anything. Like they did. It was mainly a PR movement, a PR move, which sure we knew, but also, but also, I kept seeing throughout the war, I kept seeing people commenting under the pictures and videos of protesters go like, "Oh, you should go protest in Gaza. Oh, they would kill you if you went to Gaza. Really, if you really care about them, why don't you go to Gaza?" They were trying to go to Gaza. I mean, the whole point of the boats was trying to go to Gaza. So you can't keep telling someone to go somewhere and then be upset when they try to go that place. Like it's like, hey, go to hell. Okay, I'm going to hell. It's like, hey, wait, yo, oh, that's a PR move. It's like, yeah, of course it's a PR move. That's what you've been telling them to do the whole time. The same way that like Europeans were like going like, oh, hey, all the Jews, take them to Palestine, and now they're upset because we are here. I was like, that's what you told me to go. That's where you told me to go be. So here I am. Which there's a very, very anti-Semitic song in Argentinian football. You guys call it soccer, I guess. There's Atlanta here. Do you see on the camera? If you're listening on audio, I'm sorry, but there's a little flag from my team. It's a team very close to the Jewish community in Buenos Aires, and obviously, these teams that play against Atlanta, the songs that they sing are wildly anti-Semitic, and up to a certain point, I'm okay with it because listen, it's football. But one of the songs, and I'm gonna try to translate it in my head while I say, it's like they wear a tiny weird hat, and I don't know why. They chop off the tip of their dicks, and I don't know why. They invaded Argentina, I don't know why. Just go back to Israel. That's what the song says, and it rhymes, which is wonderful. It's weirdly Zionist song that they sang. These guys, sure, they're hating on us, but they're going like, Jews, go to Israel. Eretz Canaan, like the promised land, guys. You go to Israel. Also, I've been thinking, especially with the whole Flotilla thing, because it's a big PR move, so everyone feels like they need to make a little fucking joke about it. If you need to use AI to make your point, you are wrong, even if you're technically right. But like, it's like, oh, I made a AI. Now they're making AI videos. It turns out it's very easy. It really freaks me out because a lot of people, some older and some not that old, really cannot tell that it's AI. And they're like, this is, look at all these people. It's like, those are not people. That's someone sat down and made a prompt with a video, and you're seeing it and you think that's real life. But yeah, there's videos now. It's like, oh, Greta and someone from Hamas on the boat and the whatever, and it's like, there's so many funny things that you could do. There's so many accurate and direct ways that you could be ridiculing this stupid movement. The second you use AI, you're just telling me that you have nothing based on real life, right? Because no, Greta did not meet the guys from Hamas, and Greta didn't even reach Gaza. That's the whole point. Also, you have people going like, oh, well, Greta was, they were busy with Greta, the Israeli Navy, so the Palestinians got to fish finally, and they show a video of a different country in a different time of the year fishing, and it's like these are Palestinian guys fishing. It's if you, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Oh, okay, cool. We have like 10 minutes, so I'm gonna tell you guys about the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Some people know about this. Some people ask me about this actually. So it turns out the Saudis, Saudi Arabia, they put together the Riyadh Comedy Festival. They invited big, big, big names, including Bill Burr, including Kevin Hart, including Dave Chappelle, and some other big comedians that maybe most of you guys don't know, but the three of them for sure you know, even if you're not following comedy. Uh, this is part of obviously it's like whitewashing, which I think that's the proper term. It's some sort of washing. They're washing something. Um, and the way that a friend of mine explained it to me, because he's way more into uh, gaming and esports, electronic sports. So like people who play World of Warcraft competitively. Apparently, the first country that started putting real money into the tournaments and the prizes was either Saudi Arabia or Qatar, one of the two. And there was a big, not controversy, but like discussion in the esports community because there, most of the people who work there, who play those games, who are like the e-athletes, they are LGBTQ plus. They are either they're gay, they're non-binary, they're something, and they were like, well, we can't refuse this amount of money because it's a lot of money, and these people obviously they're not professional athletes like they are, but like esports, there's not that much money, or there wasn't back then. So the only way of getting a real life-changing money was to go to these countries. And well, some of them, what they thought they were going to do was like, oh well, I'll just go to this country and play League of Legends, and I will be like extra gay and I will be like extra flamboyant, and that will show them. And what my friend was saying is like that's exactly what they want. Like if you think you're gonna go there and be over the top, whatever you are, Jewish, a woman, gay, trans, whatever, and that's what that will show them you're paying me and I'm being gay. That's what they want, because what they are actually doing is killing journalists, using slavery, yeah, like obscene human rights abuse. So them letting you be over the top anti them, it's what that's what they are looking for. They are looking for a way of showing the world is like, hey, we can't be that bad, right? We have a Jewish lesbian comedian doing some jokes. Hey, so there you go. Um, so yeah, a lot of people were upset about it. A lot of people on the internet are very upset, specifically at Bill Burr. Obviously, there's a bunch of comedians there who are in this category of you don't need the money. Uh, they were throwing around crazy, crazy, crazy money to these people. Okay, but there's some people who don't need the money. Like Bill Burr doesn't need the money. He's done. He has a couple of shows on Netflix. He has a special on Netflix. He has a special on Hulu that it's part of Disney. He has he made a movie. He's probably gonna do another one. He's set. He's doing Broadway. He's doing whatever he wants. He's gotten to a point where he's comfortable. And also specifically during the last couple of years, he's been very vocal about human rights abuse, about being against what Trump is doing with deportation, which with being like not pro the guy who killed the CEO of that healthcare company, but going like, hey, what do you guys expect? You guys are billionaires stealing whatever healthcare from people. You're billionaires and you're bad people, so sometimes you get shot. That's pretty much what he was saying. and now you're taking money from like literally the royal family. Part of his statement, part of what he said after performing there was like, oh, people were great, and the royals loved it, which is an insane sentence to say if you claim to be for like social justice, and the little people is like, oh, the royals loved it. And by the way, it's not like you can't go. A lot of people are doing the parallel of like, well, you're performing in the US. What, the US has not done anything wrong before? It's like, yeah, there's a difference between performing in Saudi Arabia and performing for the royals, right? There's a difference between, hey, I'm gonna go do a show in New York. Cool. That doesn't mean you are cool with everything that the US has ever done. But if you go to perform for the guards in Guantanamo Bay, that's not the same. You guys follow what I'm trying to say? Like, if you can go perform in Syria for Syrian people, I'm sure they love comedy. But if you go to perform for Al Qaeda, maybe that's kind of fucked up. It's not the same performing for people in Lebanon than performing for Hezbollah. Are you following what I'm trying to say here? Fuck, I live in Israel. Do I like everything that we are doing? No, but I'm not going to go perform for fucking Bibi. I'm going to perform at a shitty bar and I'm going to get paid nothing. By the way, I'm one of those content creators that do not get paid $7,000 per post. I really hope that's not true, because the content that these allegedly paid people are getting is it's not good. The content is not good. The content just sucks. It creates more anti-Semitism. The Asbara machine is not good. It's bad. I actually have a theory that all these with the Qataris and the Saudis are doing, which is very smart. I think is very smart, which is pay the entertainers. By the way, they not just the entertainers themselves, like the whole movie industry. It used to be run by the Jews, and now it's pretty much run by Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Which, first of all, you can see in the drop of quality. Right? That these shitty movies would not happen if the Jews were running Hollywood. That's because, like, again, check the difference. Like, go to have you seen anyone going to a hotel in Dubai? Is it good? It just kind of looks good. It's not really good. It's not the same. That's what we're getting with like the Marvel movies. You can see the transition from Jewish Hollywood to Qatari Hollywood. Ugh, it's bad. One of the people that apologized for performing at the Riyadh Comedy Festival was Jessica Kirson, who I met when she came perform here in Israel. Which, by the way, she came perform here in Israel. She didn't apologize for performing in Israel. Why? Because she didn't perform for, I don't know, Ben Gvir. She performed for herself. She sold some tickets at the show, and she sold those tickets, and she got money from the audience. That's it. Jessica is Jewish and a lesbian and a woman and New Yorker, and she went to perform at the Riyadh Comedy Fest. Which, by the way, that's exactly what they are looking for, right? That's what the Saudis want. They want exactly that, and they want her to be super gay and super over the top, because they want to claim that, hey, we're not that bad. If we're letting Jessica Kirson perform, we must not be the monsters you think we are. By the way, they are. But she today, I think, she expressed sincere regret for Riyadh Comedy Festival performance. And she said she will donate her fee to a human rights organization, which I think that's the way to go. When I was saying there's people who are, they don't need the money, I think she's on a gray zone. Like, I don't think she's there. I don't think she's broke, but whatever amount of money she was getting paid, it was probably going to be, I don't know if life changing, but it's gonna change the next couple of years. And listen, sometimes you see that amount of money and you don't even think about it, and you go like, "Sure, I'll go, I'll perform. That is a really good amount of money. Where do I sign?" Um, she understood that it was kind of fucked up, but a lot of her fans who are from the LGBTQ plus community let her know how upset they were, and she was like, "Hey guys, you know what? You're right. Made a mistake. Donating the money to charity. It's like I think we need to give people a place to redeem themselves, and I think that's exactly how you do it. I'm like, I if she thinks she made a mistake and she's like, "Hey guys, sorry for the mistake that I made," and she walks back on it, it's like, cool, good for you. I'm nothing on that. The two funniest cases I think happened were Tim Dillon and Shane Gillis, which, by the way, also, if you don't know comedy, go check them out, both of them. Tim Dillon, um, g- gay Republican. I don't think he's a Republican even, but he's like way over the top guy. He accepted the money. He said how much money it was. It was $375,000. And then he kept talking shit about the Saudi Arabia on his podcast, and he got canceled, but he kept the money, which is a brilliant move. Pretty much what he said was that the Saudis use slaves to build the buildings in Saudi Arabia, and he said, if I was a slave in Saudi Arabia, I would be happy because look at those beautiful buildings. Someday I'm gonna have a slave kid, and I'm gonna tell that slave kid, hey, look what your slave dad built. So the Saudis did not like that, and he was like, hey, Tim Dillon, you're not coming, and he was like, cool, I'm gonna keep the money. So I think that relatively, that's a funny case, and the best one by far, and the one that everyone is praising. And every time that you see any of these comedians that they accepted to do the show, and in the comments, people are like, Shane Gillis. They're mentioning Shane Gillis. He very publicly rejected the money, and he was like, I don't know, guys. You're offering me a lot of money, but these are the guys who did 9/11, so I'm not gonna go perform for them. And then allegedly they doubled the money, and he still said no. So Shane Gillis, even though you might not be the biggest fan of Israel right now, which is okay, you don't have to be. Um, we like you, and you're proving that some people have values. And by the way, Shane Gillis is one of those comedians. Hey, he doesn't need the money, even though it's a lot of money. And who doesn't want to have more money? He's like, I don't need this. I don't need to sell my soul to the fucking Saudi royal family for whatever amount of. Guys, okay, most of you guys are gonna listen to this maybe on October 7th, maybe later. Hopefully, we have permanent ceasefire. Hopefully, the hostages get come back home. Hopefully, we can end this. Look forward. Uh, get done with Hamas already, and let the Palestinian people pick a government that will work for them and not against Israel, which doesn't seem to be the case. It doesn't seem to be the case. It's become very clear that our fates are intertwined. Look at me using big words. It's I always say it. I want the Palestinians to have a good life, and I'm being selfish. I selfishly want the Palestinians to have a good life. There's a lot of people having a bad time out there. There's the fucking, I think in Ethiopia or Nigeria, the Christians are being slaughtered by the Muslims, and I'm like, cool. I don't have the space to care about every single person in this planet, but I care about the Palestinians because I think if they have it good, we will also have it good. I don't know. Hope we get done with this. Um, I'll see you I don't know, whenever I feel like recording an episode. See you next time.